Today I am going to be making a recap to the series called The Protector. It released in the year 2018. The episode began with a gun pointing at Hakan, the main character of the series. A slow-moving bullet flew directly towards his forehead, but we're not too sure whether the bullet hits him or not. The scene then flashed back to the past, and we are now formally introduced to Hakan and his friend Memo, who were living together. As Hakan's phone alarm blares continuously, he had to lazily woke up and turned off the phone. Hakan stretches for a while, and then wakes up Memo, who was sleeping on the couch. After the two freshen up and had some breakfasts, they went to a place where they dream of opening a shop. However, they had not yet bought the place, as they currently in lack of funds. Hakan and Memo went to peep through a glass window of the shop and talk about how they will have it decorated. Just then Memo noticed that their future shop is right next to a billionaire Faisal Erdem's business empire Kabadin Holding. As the following scene showed Hakan running into his neighbors and friends, while he went through many street markets and corner shops to visit his dad, Neset Korkmaz. While in the street, Hakan meets a fortune teller Turkan, who tells him that his future will begin to change soon, and that he is destined to do something big. Something that is different, but however Hakan dismisses the fortune teller's prediction, as he do not believe in destiny. Soon after Hakan arrives at his dad's place, it is later now revealed that Hakan is an orphan who was adopted by Mr. Korkmaz. He playfully greeted Mr. Korkmaz, who owns a 600-year-old shop, which trade on antique pieces and handicrafts. Hakan told his dad about his plan of opening a shop, but the latter mocked him using his previously failed businesses. Hakan tries to convince his dad about the plan by telling him that the shop is a newly opened store and is in a wonderful spot, but Mr. Korkmaz ignores him. Instead, he told his son to go and deliver a carpet to a tourist girl's location, who did ordered it the day before. In the next scene, we were now introduced to Faisal Erdem, the billionaire, who has really worked his way from the bottom to become the person he is today. As Mr. Erdem came off his helicopter, he was assisted by his general coordinator named Layla, and with the chief of security crew, Mazar. Layla informed her boss that he must attend to the press to discuss the Hagia Sophia tender. Hagia Sophia is an esteemed heritage in Istanbul which had been around for 1,500 years. So many businesses are always bidding for the heritage, considering its unmeasurable value. At the press meet, Mr. Erdem talks about how Hagia Sophia is the heart of Istanbul, and shares his plans to restore it by winning the bidding process. In the meantime, Mr. Erdem and his team came across Gökhan Gültekin, another bidder for the Hagia Sophia. They exchanged greetings and wished at each other good luck for the bidding process. In the next scene, Hakan went delivering the carpet to the tourist girl, who happened to be temporarily living at a hotel in Kabadin Holding. After finishing his job, Hakan notices a long line at the lounge area. He asked a man regarding the line, which turned out to be for a job interview for Mr. Erdem's company. As Hakan is in desperate need of money, he instantly signed up for the job. Hakan had a very interesting conversation at the job interview with Layla, but it was so sad, as Hakan do not have a college degree, nor can he speak any other foreign languages. Layla asked him to find his luck in getting a job elsewhere. After hearing this, Hakan leaves the place, but as he is leaving, he saw a small girl who is almost hit by a falling chandelier. Hakan immediately rushes to save the girl, and Mr. Erdem and his chief of security, Mazar, observe Hakan's heroic deed. Later, as Hakan is again trying to convince his dad about his business plan, a woman named Susan came into the shop. She was looking for a rare piece of talismanic shirt from the Ottoman. She said that the shirt is for her special client, and that the client is proposing to pay a hefty amount of money for it if needed. Mr. Korkmaz lies about not having the piece, although he has it tucked away in his cellar. Hakan insisted his dad sell the shirt, but Mr. Korkmaz doesn't listen. Soon after, Memo came and looked for Hakan to inform him that they had been kicked out of their own house, as they are not able to pay the bills. it turned out that Memo has gambled with the rent money, which Hakan had left on the table the other day. In the evening, Gökhan Gültekin takes Mazhar to a secret hiding place in his car. He then now tried to bribe Mazhar, in return to sideline Mr. Erdem from the bidding process. Upon hearing this, Mazhar killed his boss's rival with a string. As Hakan and Memo are bankrupt from their failed businesses, they decided to steal the rare shirt from Mr. Korkmaz's shop, and to sell it to Susan. Later on, Hakan and Memo met Susan at a restaurant to negotiate for the price. Here it was revealed that the shirt was worth 7 figures, and the client Susan is dealing on behalf of, is none other than Mazhar. As they are talking, Mr. Korkmaz arrives at the place, and he took the shirt away from Hakan, and he said that it is not sale. Just then, Mazhar has had his people shooting up the place, then leaving several bullet wounds on Hakan's dad. Hakan then tried taking his dad to the hospital, but Mr. Korkmaz insisted on taking him to his friend's pharmacy. There Hakan met the pharmacy owner Kemal, and his daughter Zainab. Kemal immediately took Mr. Korkmaz in for treatment, while Zainab tries to console Hakan. In the meantime, Memo has been captured by Mazhar's accomplice Tekin. Tekin and his gang members tortured Memo to get information on Hakan and his rare shirt. Back at the pharmacy, Zainab takes Hakan through a secret place, where Kemal was treating his dad. Hakan became very furious at Kemal for not taking his dad to the hospital. However, Mr. Korkmaz told his son that it's already too late now, and that he should stick with Kemal and Zainab, who will be revealing all the truth to him. He further advised Hakan to believe in his power, which is his destiny. Saying this much, he passed away, leaving Hakan confused. Some time later, Kemal formally introduces himself and his daughter to Hakan as the loyal ones who that will responsible for protecting Hakan and his rare shirt. Zainab furthermore disclosed that Hakan is the protector whose duty is to stop the Immortals. Immortals are evil shapeshifters who has wished to destroy Istanbul and the entire world. Hakan went insane upon hearing the truth, but he still didn't believe it. Kemal then talked him into wearing the shirt to prove to him about the protector. After Hakan wore the prized rare piece, his body started to observe that the shirt was leaving the mark of the protector on his chest. Zainab then fired a bullet straight at Hakan to test whether or not the bullet will affect him. And then it turned out that this was the same scene that we saw at the beginning of the episode. The bullet bounced off Hakan's forehead, proving him to be the protector. In the next scene, Kemal gives Hakan a brief history lesson about the origins of the Immortal versus the Protector battle. We are now then introduced to Mehmed the Conqueror, who has been devoted to saving Istanbul from 7 Immortals. One night Mehmed found a way of identifying and killing the Immortals that look just as same as humans. He found 3 things that can help in the battle. The first one is a virtue ring that glue whenever it comes in contact with an Immortal. The second is a special dagger that is able to kill any Immortal. And the last one is a shirt that serves as an armor blessed by holy prayer. Mehmed then choose one of Hakan's descendants as the protector to lead the battle against the Immortals, because of his skills, power and pure and his heart. Meanwhile, Hakan has started getting sick as the shirt has unbalanced his mental and physical state. He still don't believe the story about protectors and Immortals, and he thinks Kemal and his daughter have drugged him. On the other side, Tekin and his gangs kept trying so hard to get the information out of Memo. Back at Kemal and Zainab's place, the father and daughter duo worries that Hakan is untrained and is not yet ready to fight the Immortals, so they plan on training him. However, Hakan escaped the place and returned to his apartment. At there he found out that Tekin has been asking about him around the neighborhood. Hakan then sneaks into his room hoping that Memo might be there, but failed to find him. Right then Hakan noticed a strange box where he found a gun, with an old photo of Kemal, Nezit and another guy named Murat, taken back in 1989. Meanwhile, Zainab comes looking for Hakan at his place as they were still talking. Tekin messaged Hakan to meet at Sultanahmet Square through Memo's phone. Thinking that Memo has called for him, Hakan goes to the square along with Zainab. In the next scene, Kemal went to see Susan at the hospital to ask about her client who ordered the talismanic shirt. Kemal thought that Susan might be the key to finding out about the Immortal, but he was too late. As Mazar had dressed up as an ordinary man, he has already killed Susan thinking that she could expose his identity. Elsewhere, Tekken used Memo as a bait to lure Hakan to the square. When Hakan tried to get to Memo, Tekken shoot 4 bullets at Hakan from a hiding place. To his surprise, the bullets could not kill Hakan. Zainab now came to Hakan's rescue as he became weak from the continuous shooting. Following the incident, Tekken reports to his boss Mazar, who weren't pleased with the information. Later, Hakan and Zainab are back at the secret hiding place at Kamal's pharmacy. Hakan asked Kamal about the photo he got from his dad's box. Kamal revealed that he was close friends to Niset and Murat. It turned out that it was Murat who previously came before Hakan as the protector. Hakan then deduced that Murat was his biological father who died battling the Immortals, and his godfather Nezit Korkmaz had been hiding the truth for years to protect his adopted son. Hakan then urged Kamal and Zainab that they should the Immortal and kill him as quickly as possible. However, nobody knew what the Immortal looks like without the talismanic ring to identify him. Meanwhile, since Mr. Erdem was impressed by Hakan's act of heroism, he's been insisting on his general coordinator Layla to hire Hakan as a security crew member. Elsewhere, Tekken reported to Mazar that he had some valued information about Hakan. He showed him a file containing the background history of Niset Korkmaz and suggests that he might be linked with Hakan and the shirt. In the next scene, Kamal started teaching Hakan about his descendants and how they saved Istanbul and the world from plague and famine brought upon by the Immortals. He taught Hakan on how to control his mental state, so that the talismanic shirt can be able to protect him. Kamal placed a hot piece of rock in Hakan's hand to build up his pain tolerance, and taught him how to fight. Sometime later, Kamal proposed to Hakan and Zainab that they should meet a senior loyal one, who had the talismanic ring, as the Immortal might go after the ring at any minute. Now they must ensure that it is in safe hands for the Protector to be able to find and kill an Immortal. They need the shirt which Hakan has, the ring which the senior loyal one has, and also the dagger. Unfortunately for Hakan, multiple loyal one has separate and different pieces, and it seemed that their policy is not to speak to one another. After all, each one is assigned to protect their own talismanic item. While Hakan and Zainab got ready to meet the senior loyal one, Kamal went to the hospital to look into Susan's death, and he asked for security footage of the hospital corridors from the staff there. In the next scene, Mazar is furious at Mr. Erdem for trying to hire a new security crew without his confirmation. Mr. Erdem consoled him that he won't be replaced by the new member who is supposed to be Hakan, and he told him to celebrate their win of the Hagia Sophia contract instead. But however, Mr. Erdem was oblivious to the fact that the victory did came after Mazar killed Gökhan Gültekin. At the main time, Hakan and Zainab arrive at an abandoned house following the address of the senior loyal one. When they entered the house, they came across a man who was pretending to be the senior loyal one's son. The man, who revealed his name to be Khan, has had his mother locked up in a room that was monitored by a CCTV camera. He told Hakan and Zainab that his mother have mentally ill after an incident 7 years ago, and she has not talked to anyone since. He then now left the room to monitor Hakan, Zainab and his supposed mother in the next room. When the senior loyal one recognized Hakan's talismanic symbol on his chest, she then finally opened her mouth, revealing that the man is not her son, and that they are being tricked. The woman also gives Hakan the sacred ring, but the stone gone missing. Upon hearing this, Khan came to the room and was shot dead by the senior loyal one. They then rushed to destroy the CCTV video footage, before the group of men for whom Khan was working for will arrive at the place. Hakan and Zainab escape the house, while the senior loyal one promised to take care of the group of men. A Kavadan holding Mr. Erdem is serious about hiring Hakan for the security position. Layla then asked Hakan to come to their office and meet Mr. Erdem personally, to talk to him about the job offer. When Hakan arrives at the holding, he formally meets Mazar, but Mazar did not realize that Hakan is the one with the shirt whom he's been running after for a couple of days now. In the meantime, Mazar had a phone call where he asks about Khan. It then turns out that Mazar was the one who had sent his men to the senior loyal one's house. Upon hearing this, Hakan accepted the job offer to work as a security staff member for Mr. Erdem, hoping that he will get more information about Mazar's true identity. And that's all from the video. Please do like and share this video, and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.